As the word fragment suggests, a sentence fragment is a part of a sentence. In other words, a sentence that's not complete. To be able to talk about sentence fragments, it's important to talk about a sentence first. For a group of words to form a complete sentence, it needs to first of all be a complete thought. This basically means that what is being expressed makes sense. The sentence should have a clear meaning by itself. Secondly, for a group of words to be a sentence, there needs to be a subject. This is someone or something that the sentence is about. The third condition for a group of words to qualify as a sentence is that it needs to have a main verb. The main verb helps to explain what the subject, so the someone or something, is or does. The following is an example of a complete sentence. The researchers chose 3 random samples. In this sentence, the researchers is the subject and chose is the verb. Also, the sentence expresses a complete thought because it has a clear meaning by itself. So, let's move on to the sentence fragment. In a sentence fragment, important information is missing and therefore it does not express a complete thought. These sentence fragments often occur in informal types of writing, for instance when the writer tries to use a more journalistic style, but in formal writing, fragments should not be used. Now let's look at these 3 examples of fragments. Because the team made 3 awkward choices. Or, a plan with many risks involved. Or, potential for making money everywhere. There are 4 reasons why groups of words are considered fragments. Either there's a subject missing, the main verb is missing, they are both missing, so the subject and the verb, or the writer has created what's called a subordinate clause. Number 1 is when the subject is missing, like in this example. By simply shipping more units can make this business profitable again. Here, the writer mistook the prepositional phrase by simply shipping more units for a subject, which created a sentence fragment. To correct this mistake, the preposition, so by, could be taken out, making the activity of simply shipping more units the subject of the sentence. Now it is a complete sentence that works. Number 2. Sometimes a fragment is created because the main verb is missing, like in the following example. Affordable products sold everywhere. Possible revisions, in this case, could be completing the verb, creating affordable products were sold everywhere. Or turning the fragment into the direct object of the sentence by adding a subject and a verb. Like here, they saw affordable products sold everywhere. Number 3. Sometimes the subject and the verb are both missing, like in this example, without a suitable explanation. In this fragment, there is no someone or something doing or being anything, and it is also not a complete thought. To revise this fragment, so to turn it into a sentence, a subject and a verb could be added, and the sentence would look something like this. She left without a suitable explanation. The 4th and final reason why a group of words is a sentence fragment is that the writer has created a subordinate clause, also known as a dependent clause. So a clause that needs an independent clause to make a sentence. A subordinate clause is a group of words that does contain a subject and a verb, but that does not express a complete thought, because this type of clause needs to be combined with an independent clause to give it meaning. A subordinate clause by itself is a sentence fragment. Here's an example. Until all preliminary data has been processed. To turn this fragment into a sentence, it needs to be combined with an independent clause. In this case, the project cannot move forward. And the sentence could look like this. Until all preliminary data has been processed, the project cannot move forward. This sentence now expresses a complete thought.